Disclaimer. Videos contain discussions of true crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Content is intended for mature audiences and for educational purposes only. All individuals discussed are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Any references to mental health are speculative and not professional diagnoses. Dead Serious News uses copyrighted material under fair use for commentary, education, and news reporting. No copyright infringement is intended.
What was first reported as a kidnapping soon raised questions, and the answers would change everything. What's up, everyone? I'm Erica, and this is Dead Serious News. Today, we're breaking down the case of Emmanuel Haro from Cabazon, California, and walking through how this case unfolded, day by day. On August 14, 2025, 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro was reported missing. His mother, Rebecca Haro, told police she was changing her baby's diaper in a parking lot in Yucaipa when an unknown male attacked her, causing her to lose consciousness. She claimed Emmanuel was taken during that time. Because of this statement, authorities initially treated the situation as a possible kidnapping. The following day, August 15th, the Sheriff's Department released a public update. They said they were continuing their search for the 7-month-old baby boy reportedly kidnapped the night before in Yucaipa. Officials confirmed Emmanuel had not been found and stated investigators would continue working to locate him. That same day, Rebecca and Jake Haro spoke publicly. They gave an interview to Los Angeles ABC station KABC discussing Emmanuel's disappearance and asking for help. Let's take a listen.
No, he's gone. I can't find him. If you know anything, please come and bring my son back. Please, I'm begging you.
It's a mother's desperate plea for help in finding her 7-month-old baby boy, Emmanuel. Rebecca Haro says it all happened Thursday evening around 7. She, her husband, and their 2 other children were at a nearby park for their older son's football practice. She says she drove over to this Big 5 store to buy a mouth guard for her older son.
I came over here, parked right here in this edge. When I was coming over here, I smelled the baby went to the restroom. It's like, okay, Papa, don't worry, we're going to change you.
Rebecca says she took out a diaper and laid the baby down next to the car seat. She only remembers a voice she heard.
I was going to get the diaper and somebody said, hola. And I didn't see nothing since. I woke up right here on the floor. And I didn't see Emmanuel.
Rebecca says she woke up with a black eye and her baby gone. She searched around the car, ran into the store, then called 911.
Everybody came, the dogs, helicopter.
But no sign of Emmanuel and no witness to what may have happened.
Whoever took my son, please return him. We just want him back. We won't do anything to you. We just give us our son. Just keep him safe. Don't hurt him. Make sure you feed him, change him.
At this point, the case was still publicly framed as a missing child investigation. On August 16th, officials said they interviewed multiple individuals, including both parents. During those interviews, investigators confronted Rebecca Haro about inconsistencies in her original statement. According to the sheriff's office, she then declined to continue the interview. After completing those interviews, officials stated they were unable to rule out foul play in Emmanuel's disappearance. This marked a major turning point in the investigation. By August 18th, authorities expanded their efforts. Officials conducted extensive searches in Yucaipa and Cabazon, looking for Emmanuel and any evidence related to his disappearance. Investigators also served multiple search warrants at the Haro family home and began reviewing a large amount of surveillance footage from areas of interest. On August 19, officials said they were looking into a reported sighting of Emmanuel in Kern County, though no specific location was provided. That same day, Jake Haro's attorney, Vincent Hughes, released a statement to ABC News, saying both parents were seeking answers and that Jake was fully cooperating with law enforcement. On August the 20th, Jake and Rebecca Haro were seen leaving Riverside Superior Juvenile Court as the search for their child continued. At this point, no arrest had been made yet. On August 22nd, investigators arrested Jake and Rebecca Haro at their home in Cabazon. Authorities stated that, based on the evidence, a kidnapping did not occur. Officials said they believed Emmanuel was deceased and that the search to recover his remains was ongoing. They also confirmed no other suspects were being sought. Rebecca Haro was booked into the Robert Presley Detention Center, while Jake Haro was booked into the Larry D. Smith Correctional Facility. During a press conference on August 27th, the Riverside County District Attorney and law enforcement shared new details. Let's take a listen.
This before we get into more questions specifically about this case. This was preventable in numerous ways. The amount of response we have had from the public, the enormous anger that a child was not only originally thought to be kidnapped, but then presumably murdered, kind of warms my heart a little bit. That there is compassion still out there. There is care about other people. There is, people actually do care about other people. There is absolutely nothing worse than harming a baby. Broken bones, injuries, life-altering trauma. And had that case been successfully handled how it should have been, Emmanuel would still be with us today. So I thank you all for taking the time and the effort to make sure that the world sees this investigation, and we will successfully bring it to conclusion with the help of both DA's offices.
Well, so in 2018, Jake Haro with his ex-wife, there's another child who they were prosecuted for child abuse as well, child neglect, cruelty. That child was also an infant, and that came to the courts, arrested in 2018, it came in to the courts in 2023. We had charged various felony crimes, child abuse, child cruelty, and our indication or our what we wanted out of the case was prison. We believed it was a prison case and that Jake Haro should have gone to prison. Jake Haro pled straight up to the court, which sometimes reporters get this wrong, and you call it a plea bargain. Judges are not allowed to plea bargain. Defendants can plea bargain with the prosecutor, but when a defendant pleads up to the court, they plead to everything that they've been charged with, and they're essentially throwing themselves on the mercy of the court. In this case, a judge here in Riverside County, happened to have been a visiting judge from San Bernardino County, gave Mr. Haro a suspended sentence, which means, if I can translate for you what that is, it means that instead of sending him to prison, he chose to give him probation and suspend prison time sort of over his head, meaning that if he violated his probation, he would then go to prison. My prosecutor in the courtroom objected to that and said on the record, we object, we think it's a prison case, you should send him to prison. And the judge decided, as is the judge's right to do in that case, he decided that Mr. Haro deserved an extra break and gave him probation and basically 180 days of work release, which ends up being like community service. I will say that it was an outrageous error in judgment by this judge. And I don't have any problem saying that. I'm not attacking the judge personally. That decision was absolutely outrageous. Mr. Haro should have been in prison at the time that this crime happened. And if that judge had done his job as he should have done, Emmanuel would be alive today. And that's a shame, and it's an outrage. And I hate to say that, but when our criminal justice system breaks down, I'm going to just call it like it is and tell you it broke down. It's not how it's supposed to work. The judge had obviously meant well. At the end of their sentence, he told Jake, I'm giving you a big break today, don't mess it up. But I want to point something out to you. I want to read to you the injuries. The child's name is Carolina. She is still alive today, but she is permanently bedridden. She has permanent damage, cerebral palsy, that is a result of long-term child abuse. I want to read to you the injuries that were presented in court to this judge at the time of that previous prosecution. Acute fracture of the posterior left rib, 5th rib, healing fractures of the posterior lateral 6th, 7th, and 10th through 12th ribs, healing fractures of the 6th and 9th through 12th ribs, partial bone fracture of the skull, brain hemorrhage, significant prevertebral soft tissue swelling of the neck, and a healing tibia fracture of the right leg. This is severe abuse for an infant. And so whatever you think of the criminal justice system and people need a break, someone who does that to a child belongs in prison, period. Next question.
On September 4th, Jake and Rebecca Haro appeared in court and both pleaded not guilty to murder charges. By that time, the search for Emmanuel had reached the 3-week mark. On October 16th, Jake Haro pleaded guilty to all charges: second-degree murder, assault on a child under 8 resulting in death, filing a false police report, and felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. That same day, Rebecca Haro again pleaded not guilty to an amended complaint. Details of that complaint were not publicly released. Her next hearing was scheduled for November 3rd. This case shows how a missing child investigation can change once all the evidence is fully reviewed, and how critical early intervention can be. I'll continue following this case and bring updates as they are verified. If you wish to see the complete press conference, please click on the link below. To stay informed, be sure to subscribe to Dead Serious News, hit like, and turn on the notifications.